We are live. We are live. Let me check, make sure we are live. Yes, we are live. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with my boy Smooth J Stu.
We live, baby.
And we are back with episode 7 of Nerd Talk. Gonna talk about some interesting topics today. Obviously, we got the season finale of Loki. We're gonna go full spoilers into that. Like I said, it's been out since Wednesday, so if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Just go ahead and watch it. Or if you don't care about spoilers, welcome to Nerd Talk. And we got some other topics we want to talk about as well. Dealing with the multiverse as well, and obviously some Justice League news. But I want to get it in with my boy Smooth J Stu. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just got back in town. I was out of town this weekend. Pretty tired, but I did just take a nap minutes before we hopped on live. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good though. Looking forward to talking about episode 6 of Loki though.
Yeah, for sure. My day's been going by as well. I just chilled. I was gonna actually try to reorganize my collection, but that didn't happen. It didn't even get to it. I ended up just cleaning the house, and me and Steph watched Space Jam, and she went to a little get together, and I told her I had to do Nerd Talk, so she's not even at home at the moment. So that's all how my day was going. I mean, surprisingly, I didn't go out and look for movies. Actually, I did buy one thing, which I'll show later. And I was going to get to our physical media discussion, but yeah, I only bought one thing today. That was it. It was only $5 as well at Dollar General.
Nice.
I said we only got 2 people in the chat so far. We got Tony Movie Chappie in the chat. He says, "Hey guys, what's going on, Tony Movie Chappie?" And we also got Movie Hunter 2020 saying, "Evening, everyone. What's going on, you guys? Thank you guys for tuning in." Let's just hop right into it. Because like I said, when you just told us about our days, let us know in the comment section how your days is going. So yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with the first news. Now, when you send me this, I'm figuring you're talking about the Justice League 2 motion comic for Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? Because when you sent me the thumbnail, I'm like, Justice League motion comic. What the frick is he talking about? And I did some more digging on the story. It's some controversy going on with this comic based off Justice League 2 and 3 from the Zack Snyder's trilogy. How is he going to do it? I heard they're being plagiarized for using the certain character outlines from other comics or whatever, or comic books or whatever. But
Really?
basically, yeah, I just looking up a story about that. Why are you sending me? Because I was about to read an article. I'm like, let me be professional and actually look up an article on this situation. It's actually from Screen Rant. And they said the latest update on Justice League 2 motion comic has been accused of tracing the artwork of DC comic artists. Screen Rant's original article continues below. Basically, Zack Snyder, Jim Lee, Jeff Johns' storyboard of Justice League 2 will be released as a motion comic made by fans. Following Snyder's departure from Justice League production, theatrical release Justice League, and resulting in fans' campaign for Snyder's, Snyder Cut, blah blah blah. But I read that, I said, "Wow, that's pretty crazy that they're being, I don't know if it's official that they're actually being charged or whatever, but seeing that is like, what are your thoughts on that?" I was like, wow.
That just happened today. Like I didn't I didn't know that. That's crazy. Originally the project was supposed to be it's just a fan led campaign for restoring the
Snyderverse.
Restoring the Snyderverse. And it was a nonprofit thing, but that's crazy. Because the original art was Jim Lee.
Yeah.
So I just assumed that they were that they were using that. I didn't know that they were uh doing that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
but
hmm.
this is a very interesting story. Like when you sent me this, I was thinking, okay, we just want to talk about our thoughts on them doing this. How I feel about it. I think it's an interesting idea. I mean, why not just continue it in comic book form, or fuck it? I mean, do an animation. I mean, that's
Yeah,
how I would want it. I would, if you guys are gonna continue it on HBO Max, um, just releasing the animation form. Do like a
yeah,
part one, part two in your DC animated line. Do it that way. Do like an off story, like how you guys got the Long Halloween. Do it that
hmm,
way.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
love to see it in that type of animation as well. So, but doing it
yeah,
as a comic, I mean, who knows if I'll get to it? Most likely, I know you'll got it because you got the DC comic app, don't you? And that's most
yeah,
likely it
yeah.
will be released.
Um, there's not many details as of yet.
Okay.
But because of this news, because this was literally 4 hours ago.
Yeah, and that's why
So
I
yeah,
read it earlier today.
that's crazy. Because of who I write for, I'm kind of like uh I won't say connected to it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I said, I just read it from Screen Rant. I typed it in on Google. Like, let me
Hmm.
type in this story so I can have it up in front of me. And then, like I said, it said 4 hours ago, and I'm saying, oh, they're being accused of some plagiarism or some tracing over some other DC artists.
Yeah, basically they was being accused of tracing over uh Jim Lee's artwork. Well, I just assumed that they were using Jim Lee's artwork, but
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
So
This is a very interesting story. Like I say, I'm not trying to break anything. Like Screen already wrote the article on it. That's where I got the information from Screen Rant. I read all their articles when it comes to news on movies and stuff like that all the time. So as you guys
mhm.
want to check out the story, just go ahead and go to Screen Rant's website. Just type in Justice League motion comic, and you'll read the story. Like I said, it's still being
Yeah.
updated. So like I
I
said,
will do this. I will read this quote real quick.
go ahead. Yeah.
Um Lightcast has since responded to accusations in the statement of their own Twitter account, writing, and I quote, "We've seen a few concerns uh talking about JL motion comic art. Some of our art is inspired by the drawings of Jim Lee, Jason Fabok, and Ivan Rice. Most of the drawings you'll see on this project will 100% be newly created original art, and we're very excited for y'all to see it. You've only seen 1%." And that comes from the Screen Rant website. That is a direct quote from the Lightcast.
Okay. Okay. Well, like I said, like I said, like earlier, what I just said, it's interesting that they're doing it. They're like this, like they're just
Hmm.
doing Just League 2 and 3 and a motion comic.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to it. Like I said, I know you're gonna tell me all about it. I'll figure out a way to read it.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
because I don't have any of those DC apps or anything like that to read comics. I don't have comic book. I know there's a comic app you could pay for. I don't have any of that stuff. So
Yeah, Comixology.
yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
that. So like I said, I know you'll tell me all about it. And who knows, maybe if it picks up momentum, maybe DC or DC Warner or DC Animation might just pick it up and do it in animation form. Because like hands down, we're not gonna get a Snyderverse. I don't care. Nobody say this is probably the most we're gonna get is in this type of form. We're most likely won't get um we won't get Zack Snyder back to make these movies, especially when he's doing all this Netflix stuff. Like I'm already.
I'm not gonna say never. I won't say never. Anything can happen.
You're right. Anything can happen, but
It's unlikely. I'll say it's unlikely, but I won't say never.
yeah,
I'll
I give you
never
the
say
scenario.
never.
I give you the scenario. That's like you being in an abusive relationship and you just keep going back, 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 and everybody keep telling you don't go back, but you keep going back and you keep getting hit, keep getting hit.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, but
it's time to leave the abusive relationship and
yeah, I
just
know. I get what you're
start
saying.
anew. Start anew. Just you can do your own projects. No more having something over your head. He can do his own stuff now. And shit, like I said, if anything, if like I won't be surprised if he's announced to do some Marvel. I'm not gonna be surprised if he gets announced. Oh, he's doing this next Marvel property. But
I get what you're saying, but the thing about it now with Discovery, going over to Warner Brothers, there's a changing of the guard. So hopefully that will change some things.
We'll see. But hold
on 1 second, you guys. There is some background noise.
All right. But like I said, anything is possible. I guess we'll see what they're going to do. We got Mr. Nichols in the chat. He says, "What's up? What's going on, Mr. Nichols? How you doing? Let me know if you went out hunting today for some Blu-rays. I know I didn't today. Like I said, I bought one thing today, but I didn't film myself doing it because it wasn't that fascinating. I went to Dollar General. I even went to a Dollar Tree. Didn't see that much. I've been seeing other people post on there. I've been seeing other people post that Dollar Tree's got new movies, but the Dollar Tree I went to ain't have nothing. And then I went to Goodwill, and the Goodwill I went to that I usually go to that I found Dogmat still ain't have shit. So I only picked up one Blu-ray today. We got Mario DL saying, "Yo, what's up, bro? What's going on, Mario? Nice to have you here." We got As Told by Gunzo. Hello from Seattle. Well, hello. You are 3 hours behind us. Well, nice to meet you. I think you're new. I've never seen your name before. So if you're new, welcome to the Alex Thomas channel. Be sure to go ahead and hit up Smooth J Stu YouTube channel as well. Go ahead and give them a subscribe and a like and everything, But we're going to move over to our next topic, which is a pretty interesting topic. And I was just reading more into it. They didn't give us that many details. They just said they had a meeting with the Marvel Studios about the multiverse.
Yeah.
Which I figured they weren't going to lay out everything, flat out, because Loki episode 6 just happened. And we still haven't gotten no information about Doctor Strange 2 or let alone Spider-Man No Way Home, which is weird. If you look at the slate, the Marvel slate, wasn't Doctor Strange was supposed to come out before Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yes.
I mean, not Far From Home, No Way Home. If you look at the timeline, obviously COVID stopped all this stuff, but basically, if you look at the timeline from the original release slate, Doctor Strange is supposed to come out before Spider-Man. So who knows if that's gonna do anything involving these events? Because we know Doctor Strange is supposed to be in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange obviously has his own movie. Who knows with timeline? But there's been many times we done seen movies come out in like 2018, but they supposed to take place in 2016. For instance, Black Widow. So I guess I'm just read this story come from Independent. Basically, Kevin Feige sat down with Marvel bosses discussing MCU rules of the multiverse following Loki's finale, which we will be getting into basically after this story, going into spoilers for episode 6. Kevin Feige has revealed that Marvel Studios has held a meeting that's dictating the rules of the multiverse. But basically, what they're saying is that since the episode of Loki, we have to figure out that he basically is just telling all the bosses, this is exactly how the plan we're going to do with all these films involving the multiverse. All these films are going to be impacted by the multiverse. Just like the post you sent me about the Eternals. You sent me a post on Instagram saying this is why they're getting involved, because this is something that we have never seen before when it comes to all these branch realities and all these multiverses colliding and stuff. And
I said that I had a discussion about that before the article came out.
And we also said that we like I said, when you said why didn't they come when Thanos came, is because I believe they felt that they didn't have to interfere because he's just a Titan. He's not on this type of level where he's messing up timelines, because he's just snapping half the universe. he's not branching off timelines and creating multiverses and stuff, let alone like what the Avengers did. Like the Avengers literally went into the multiverse and took Infinity Stones, but the difference is they branched them off by putting the stones back. So that's why they didn't cause a Nexus event.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing in the earlier episodes, Loki said, no, you need to be going after the Avengers because they went back in time and got me in this situation where it's like, no, they did everything right because in the end they was gonna put the stones back anyway. So like it happened was that you took the stone. Like you weren't supposed to take the stone. But basically, what are your thoughts on all this? What are your thoughts? I mean, to me, it just looks like Kevin Feige wants to set the record straight. Like, okay, if you guys can make your movies, but you got to make sure you're doing this, because we have to stay in this state in phase 4.
All he's doing is setting parameters for the narratives of the future films. Because when you get into multiverse stuff, it can get very, very easily convoluted. But on the other side of that coin, because it is a multiverse and you can have different realities coexisting, you can kind of you can pretty much do what you want. And with the existence of the multiverse, you can address oversight. So things that you may have missed, such as where were the Eternals during all this time, that's an oversight. That's clearly something that they didn't think about before. Now with the existence of the multiverse, you can kind of address that. Oh, they maybe they were in another reality or something like that. Maybe they were at a different point in time or something. But that's all he's doing. He's just setting the parameters for the future of the MCU, as you know, as far as the movies and the TV shows, because that, just to piggyback on that's the reason why we have 2 seasons of Loki coming, because originally it was supposed to be one 12 episode season, but because of COVID and scheduling conflicts, they split it, and it actually worked out.
Yeah, I was gonna make that one of the stories, but obviously we're already going into that. I figured we was gonna talk about that during the episode, but since you just brought it up, it made sense by the way the show was structured.
Absolutely.
The way it ended it, and I was like, and also you gotta look at the timeline. Like, I don't think when this show premiered, this show wasn't supposed to. I don't know if this show was supposed to premiere at the time it was supposed to. I got to look at the timeline again. Was this supposed to be when it was supposed to be released? So I think Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't supposed to be released the time it was supposed to, and also WandaVision. WandaVision wasn't supposed to be the first show. WandaVision was after Falcon and Winter Soldier, if I'm not mistaken. If I look at the phase 4 or whatever that, how I gotta find
Falcon and Winter Soldier got halted as well because of COVID.
Yeah, they had to change storylines because I think they had a storyline with dealing with something like a pandemic type thing. That's why in certain scenes you see people are sick, and they disregard that, especially with Carly's. I don't know if that's supposed to be her mom or grandma. She that's what's supposed to be one of the storylines. And what they were doing, the fight scene on top of the trucks, they were supposed to be stealing vaccines. That's what they were supposed to be taking. But obviously they disregard that because of significance of the pandemic. Why make a storyline about this situation when we're going through it? They didn't want to be too touchy about the situation. But to me, like I said, and then to me, it's just it for me as a fan, it makes me show that Kevin Feige is the guy. He is the guy that is, taking control over this universe or this cinematic universe and making sure we're staying consistent. Because that's just like what you said. Multiverse, it's going to cause convolution. It's going to be convoluted regardless, because now you're just going to have the people saying, oh, it's a multiverse now, just go to another universe and bring this character back, or it's going to cause a lot of confusion as well. Cause I was just thinking about it. It says now for the average moviegoer, like I hope they don't just pull a scenario like that and bring someone in from another multiverse and be like, oh, this is the character we always known, because someone like Steph, when she was not, see, it's different from Black Widow because that movie takes place before Endgame. But like, for instance, Black Widow, they bring her back from another multiverse. For some people, she died in Endgame. So why is they bringing her back? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I just hope we don't.
I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, I hope they don't open Pandora's box and do all this stuff when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because I just think we need to. And I forgot who I was talking to, but I was saying like we need to explore new characters. We've been dealing with Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow. We've been dealing with all these characters for the past 10 to 11 years in this franchise. It's time to branch off and do new characters. And I think that's what they're doing with Shang-Chi, the Eternals, all these, they're trying to branch up, bring these new characters in so we can, get away from the main Avengers. Trust me, we love the main Avengers. We love Cap. We love Iron Man. But I think it's time to bring in new people. So
yeah, I agree.
That's it. My last thoughts on this story. I'm very happy that he's actually cracking down and letting people know, like, okay, this is exactly how we're doing this multiverse thing. All these movies are going to be affected by it. Obviously, the next movies we're getting most likely will be. I don't know about Shang-Chi, though. I don't think Shang-Chi is going to be involved. I think that's going to be an off-story thing. It's going to be like how Black Panther was, because if you watch Black Panther, that was more of his own thing. The movie, like, there's no other Marvel characters in that movie. It's just basically him in Wakanda. So that's probably most likely how Shang-Chi will be. But obviously, Eternals and Spider-Man No Way Home will have some connections with the multiverse. And obviously Doctor Strange too, because the movie has the Multiverse of Madness in the title. So we'll like I said, we'll get there obviously when we get there, because we got 3 movies coming out this year so far: Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man. So the one thing we can say, Marvel is hitting it out of the park with something each month. Like they literally have come out with something almost each month this whole year. So we'll see if they can finish strong.
I believe in Kevin Feige. He's mastered the cinematic universe.
I agree.
Of course, there are, like I said before, there are some oversights which are unavoidable. But for the most part, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is cohesive. Not every movie is an A+, but it's still a very fluid universe, and there's a clear through line through each of the movies. So I have no doubt that even with all the multiple realities that we're going to be dealing with, I have no doubt that Kevin Feige will have it all under control.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, it just helps that he's been involved in this business since like 2002. I mean, he was
there for the crap.
He was there for the crap, so he knows what works and what doesn't. Especially something this grand. I mean, think about putting the Avengers together, let alone doing the Infinity Saga, and now he's tackling on the multiverse. So like, this is something that hasn't been done. Obviously, the cinematic universe was plummeted by him doing as great as he did. And everyone's trying to do it. Like, everyone is trying to do a cinematic universe. Now we'll see if he actually propels in doing the multiverse and how many people do it. Like,
for sure.
Because if the one studio that could have did it first could have been DC, if anything.
I mean, technically they doing it but they kind of doing it. It's like a diet multiverse.
They're not out saying that it's a multiverse. That's the one. They're not out blatantly saying, oh, these movies are connected and these people can go to this movie and this movie can go to this thing, like DC is doing things like they're releasing multiple movies with multiple characters, but they're not involved. Like Batman.
DC is trying to fix their mess with another mess, but that's another conversation.
Right. Right, which we're not going to
Or
get
Warner
into
Brothers.
because
I
right,
won't say DC because
right,
the comics ain't got nothing to do with what they doing with the movie. So
right,
Warner Brothers,
right.
but we'll see.
I'm gonna jump into the check. We got reaction and reviews 21 in the chat. He says, "What's up? What did I miss?" Well, we just talked about the Justice League motion comic. That's what you probably missed, but obviously you probably jumped in. We were talking about the
Mhm.
Kevin Feige meeting about the multiverse with the Marvel Studio heads. And he said, "Yes, we have seen it before in the Arrowverse, but that was on a different like thing. Like when people talk about the Arrowverse or whatever, it's like." Mm, like you talking about Crisis, right? Crisis on Infinite
Yeah,
Earths and all that shit.
Crisis.
It's like,
It worked. It worked though, because I saw the first crossover, and the first crossover was great. I didn't see the second and third ones, but the
mm,
first crossover was great, and it definitely it worked. It didn't feel like they were trying to force anything. I mean, it
right,
is a CW, so it is corny.
right,
Um, but I think that works for the CW. My only problem with CW stuff is that after about 3 seasons, whatever show it is starts to suck.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, other than that, when they do crossovers, it works.
You think it's just because sometimes for those shows they just run out of they do all the
Yeah,
good ideas
yeah,
like
they get
oh,
stale.
one thing we could have talked about which we should have made an idea. Did you watch the Titans season 3 trailer?
Yes, yes, I
That's one
did.
thing we didn't. I meant to tell you,
Yeah,
did
I
you watch
forgot
it? Because I
about
didn't.
that. Yeah.
I didn't watch it either. I just saw they obviously they gonna put Red Hood in every single fucking thumbnail, in
Hmm.
every single fucking in every every video they put out for this thing. And I'm like, hey, is this gonna be the storyline? Is the Jason Todd storyline? And like, is we gonna get Batman in this thing? Because if they do, I know he's been popped up in the other seasons. Like, is he gonna be actually a through line for this story? Because he's more involved in the Red Hood
Hmm.
storyline than Robin. I mean,
Hmm.
Robin is there, but it's basically that's a Batman story.
Hmm.
So I mean, and like I said, is the Joker gonna be involved? Because he's a big part of it too. If they really want to go that deep into doing it, and I'm excited for that
Yeah,
because just the
it looks like we see Amusement Mile in the trailer.
yeah, right,
So I'm excited to see. I the only thing I don't like is Red Hood's helmet.
it
It
with the
looks a
big
little,
eyes. The eyes look
yeah,
weird. The eyes look weird.
yeah,
Look at try to look like
yeah,
a skeleton a little bit, but just like I
yeah.
don't know. It's like what how else would have seen them do it? Because even if you watch like not even that, if you look at the poster for the movie The Red Hood, the way the artwork is not how the movie is, obviously. Um,
No, but I mean I follow a lot of cosplayers and
yeah, yeah,
they nail it. They nail
yeah,
it.
for sure,
And
for
they're
sure.
all different, but they all look fantastic. This it it looks like I don't want to say it looks poorly done. It just looks disproportionate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But we got Luke Ponto in the chat. What's going on, Luke? He said, "What's up, bro? Sorry, I'm a little late. Nah, you right on time because we're
it's
about to
all
get
good,
into the
Luke.
meat and the potatoes. We're about to get into um Loki season finale, season episode 6, the spoiler review, spoiler talk, spoiler discussion, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, this is spoiler review, so if you haven't seen episode 6 of Loki, we're going into spoilers. Like I said, if you want to just save this video, watch it, come back and listen to what we say, be my guest. But if you guys don't care about spoilers, let's get into this discussion. First, I want to give my thoughts. What did you think of the season finale of Loki?
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Um, I thought it was. I didn't think it was better than episode 5 or episode 4 for that matter.
Mm,
But I did. I love it. I thought it was on the same level as those 2 episodes. Um, and I like that they did something different. They didn't make it like this big grand epic battle, but what happened in the episode was extremely significant.
yeah,
Um and it, obviously it's a spoiler alert. Jonathan Majors did a fantastic job in his role. Um he he's not exactly Kang, but he is. And I thought he did a fantastic job. He's a wonderful actor. I love him from Lovecraft Country, and the way he plays this character in Loki is completely opposite in the way he plays the lead in Lovecraft Country, and it's just a testament to his talent. Um, but I love the way they handled this episode. I watched it. I want to say I watched it Thursday night, and then my mom watched it the next day, and we talked about it. And she said the way she felt about it was exactly what you said that other people were gonna feel about it.
Yeah,
She said she was,
which I
yeah.
was about to say is that I enjoyed the episode as well.
Yeah,
But like I said, when we talked about it off camera, is that
yeah.
a lot of people aren't gonna like this episode because we were building up to get to this point, and half of the episode, no, basically all the episode, we're sitting in a room with three people talking about things.
75% of the episode takes place in one room.
No, not 35.
I said 75.
Oh, so yeah, 75% of this episode is three characters sitting in a room talking about, basically why they get here, what's happening, how he knows everything, and stuff like that. And at a point, I expected that, especially when he got introduced. Once Jonathan Majors pulled up, I said they trolled us, because even the actor himself, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Get the fuck out of here. You're in this show. You're in this show, buddy.
But the thing is, he didn't show up the way we expected him to, and that's what I like about it, because he wasn't. For those of you that don't know, Jonathan Majors has been cast as Kang, Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But when he shows up in Loki, he's not exactly the Kang that we expect. We'll get into that further along in the review. But I just, like you said, I did kind of expect exposition.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too surprised. However, I'm glad that they didn't do the traditional finale. It was very different from any finale of this type of show. This like a superhero science fiction type show. They're doing more. They're setting up the entire rest of the universe rather than just setting up something for the next season.
And I was talking to one of my guys I play on the game with. He was watching. He said he wasn't feeling it, and he's like, "Do you recommend finishing?" I said, "Yeah," but I didn't want to spoil anything, because I'm like, this is basically like the way when you get to the end, you want more, and it's setting up things, so it's no conclusive end to it. You have to wait for more. Yeah. So for someone that was watching the show and was building, think it was going to be just this season, and not knowing it was going to be a second season, it's going to let people down for this type of finale. It is, especially obviously for us, once you see the end credit, say Loki will be back for season 2. Then you're like, oh, okay, now I understand why we had this type of ending, because we're getting more, because it does just end abruptly. It really does. Like, you don't really know where it's going, obviously, because there's going to be another season. But overall, like I said, I did enjoy the episode. I agree. Jonathan Majors did an amazing job as that. I'm gonna just say it now. He's a variant of other Kangs. Basically, he's one of the variants. Which you sent me. He's actually the powerful one, but he's not a bad guy.
He's the most powerful, but the least evil. He's
not a bad guy. He's trying to do what's good, so we don't get put in some type of multiverse situation.
I love that they went with his name is in the comments. His name is Immortus, but in the show, Miss Minutes refers to him as He Who Remains.
Yeah, and that's actually a character that's in the comic, and I didn't think they were gonna go in this way. I thought they were just gonna not do that, because he's not a character most people know, especially within the TVA. Obviously, I didn't know anything about TVA until this fucking show. But the He Who Remains isn't Kang. That's a different character. But to make him and Kang the same person, it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah,
because he has the ability. He's a time traveling villain. It makes sense that he would be that person. He would be the
one that remains. Yeah,
right. It would make sense. So, let's say when the elevator came out, he showed up. I said, "That's fucking Jonathan Majors. That's fucking crazy." And then a lot of people are comparing this episode to like the architect episode. No, the architect episode from the Matrix, because they see.
Yeah.
What obviously we're going to talk about when we get to the episode, but a lot of people comparing it to that. And like I said, I figured I had a feeling your mom was not going to feel this episode. I had a feeling. I said she wants something to be conclusive. She want to have an epic ending. We've been building all this stuff up, especially from the last episode. Especially from the last episode. You don't just end and just have us walk to this building and then we just sit there the whole time and we just talk to this guy. Like that's it, but
then
obviously
the episode leaves you with more questions,
right? So obviously for us it's different because we know this stuff is coming. We understand that. Okay, I just have to wait. But for some people that don't want to wait, that don't care about that stuff, it's just like I just want to watch it and I want to have that feeling. I mean,
so basically, casuals aren't gonna like it.
No, I already can see that certain people don't like, because even like somebody I watch on YouTube, Tyrone Magnus, he has a reaction channel. He wasn't feeling the episode.
I could see him not liking it.
Yeah, he felt under it. Not saying I would say didn't like is a different way. Underwhelming. That's the one where most people confuse with didn't like. When people are underwhelmed, that don't mean they didn't like it. They just weren't. They didn't expect what we got. That's what it was. So. Now obviously let's go ahead and get into the episode, but first I want to get into reactions comment, because he says I still think Jonathan Majors is obviously he meant to say Kang the Conqueror, but he's acting like someone he knew was going to happen. He's Kang. He's Kang for sure.
He knew what was he wasn't acting like, so he knew what was going to happen. He wrote everything up until a certain point. Until a certain point,
when once the branches start going off, he did not know what was going to happen.
Yeah, so that wasn't an act. That was real.
Right. So obviously, let's get into the episode, because like I said, I don't know if it was me or you, but do this episode seem shorter than all the other episodes? It feels shorter than all the episodes. Maybe just because we were getting through most of the exposition so quick. Like, because obviously when the episode starts, we have I love the way that the opening of the logos. You get all the moments from the MCU, and then we basically like go within like a portal. Then we go and see the timeline. That was dope. That we got all those little moments. I love that it starts with the song from Endgame. At the end of Endgame, I kind of love that it starts with that. And then you get all the characters as they're shown their dialogue from certain movies. Like you get the Cap that I could do this all day. Like, I know. I love that they threw that in there, not just another I could do this all day. That's hilarious. But basically now we get into Sylvie and Loki they finally made it to, the void, basically at the end of time. And they walk into it. Now, obviously we talked about this off camera, but let anybody in the chat, if you guys have seen this episode, did you guys jump when Miss Minutes literally popped up out of nowhere? Because I didn't jump, but when I watched it, I said I could see people jumping on this part right here, because it's the vibe of them walking into that place. It was so dark and eerie. It kind of had a Wizard of Oz feel to it when they're walking to see the wizard. And she like literally just pops up out of nowhere, like, what the fuck? And
I didn't get that vibe. Like I didn't think that it was gonna that jump scare was gonna go viral. It pretty much went viral. I'm like, y'all, like that made y'all jump. like I understand it was supposed to be surprising, but for out of everything in that episode that happened, for that moment to go viral, that I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, but like I said, I can see it, because like I said, it definitely catches you off guard for sure. Because like I said, you're in the vibe with the two characters, because you're anticipating on where this is going. So when her just to pop up and obviously do this long monologue about how if you guys do this, he has a plan for you guys to be put back in the timeline and have things go the way you guys want it to go. And a lot of people were pointing out that in this scene right here was that they were supposed to show sequences of Loki doing certain things, like being on the throne and him winning in New York. Because I think there's trailer footage showing that stuff as well. And obviously, because of COVID, they didn't put that in there, obviously. Like I said, maybe we'll get that in the next season. Who knows? But what did you think of all this? Like when this was being explained, I'm sitting there like, at this point, as everything is Loki gone through, he doesn't care about any of this stuff anymore.
Yeah,
and you can definitely tell from that last episode, he didn't care about none of this episode. Yeah. Or he didn't care about none of the stuff Miss Minutes was saying.
Yeah. Up until a certain point, he and Sylvie were on the same page. They wanted to just kill whoever was responsible for all of this chaos in the TVA. But because Loki has gone through such a major development over the course of this series, he understood the concept of consequences.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he didn't understand it before, but he was like, this guy could have been lying.
Yeah.
But we can't afford to risk it because it could destroy everything. So while we would love to kill this guy, I would love to kill this guy, but is it really going to be worth destroying the multiverse?
Yeah, I agree. But I'm probably just gonna throw Renslayer's. I'm about to just tell all her stuff within this stuff because she's not that significant in this episode. Besides us finding out that she was a variant from Ohio, which they keep throwing Ohio and they keep making. I seen a post on, I don't know if it was that geek group we found. They said Ohio is so canon in the MCU. It's crazy. And it's not even that how many times Cleveland them popped up in Marvel. I mean, it's in Civil War, Cleveland pops up on the screen, and I'm in my theater.
Ohio.
In my theater, we were going crazy. And I was gonna post on that thing. I'm like, man, like I said, Howard the Duck was filmed here. And then going back, I mean, how many Marvel movies was shot here? Spider-Man 3, Avengers, Civil War. I mean, shit, how many times?
Winter Soldier,
right? So how many times have they have come here to film, regardless of it not being take place in Cleveland, but they have filmed here a lot of times and said that they were here. Obviously, Black Widow was in Ohio, and then now this show points out that we were in Ohio. And obviously, Renslayer, I didn't catch her name because it's on a diploma in the back that she went to Ohio State, which is hilarious as well. But she's like a principal or something at a school, and wanted to be Hunter 15 was trying to prove to the other Minutemen, like, yo, this is not the Judge Renslayer, bro. Like, this is something that you don't understand what's going on. And so that's basically that storyline. And I think Renslayer's thought is the whole thing is she don't want he who remains to die. She don't want this to happen. That's why she's trying to figure out what's going on. And like, she literally just leaves though. Like, she just leaves abruptly for no reason, because I guess she finds out some information that Miss Minutes gives her. And she just leaves. And obviously, I guess we're going to figure out where she is in the next season. I guess this gonna, because in the comic, Renslayer and King has a relationship. So maybe they actually are gonna get involved in the next season with another iteration of Kang.
Yeah, I was about to say she might get in a relationship with another Kang variant. Maybe not the big bad Kang, but she might get involved with a different Kang.
Right. So that's basically her storyline. Obviously, Mobius. That's his name, right? Mobius.
Yeah, Mobius.
He doesn't really do that much in the season. Like, he has a little altercation with Renslayer, and then that's about it. That I said, nothing really there. He's not that much present in this episode besides that part in the end. And then obviously, like I said, the most of this episode is involving Sylvie and Loki finding he who remains, and they're very surprised that it's just some random guy that is basically behind a desk controlling all of this stuff. And like I said, it's hilarious when he shows up because Sylvie and Loki are in the elevator with him, and they're like, "Oh, you're just a man, so that's easy to kill." And he has this type of technology where he can just basically avoid everything. And it's kind of like he's using the little thing that TVA use.
Yeah.
So they finally go all the way down to his office. And this is where we get the whole explanation of basically what Miss Minutes was telling us, which wasn't a lie, because instead of the timekeepers creating the sacred timeline, it was him that created the timeline. The timekeepers were a smokescreen. The TVA was just a way to control the timeline so things don't go into a multiverse war, because that's what happened to him.
Yeah.
And hearing this story it was kind of funny the way he was reacting to him explaining the story when he was like, he had all the technology to go between these multiverse and how they greet each other. Hey, nice nose. Hey, I was losing my mind. He was explaining.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, oh, nice shirt, nice nose, stuff like that. And then obviously he's explaining that people wanted to be the dominant multiverse. They wanted to be the dominant timeline, and people started getting into war about who wanted to be dominant, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I agree, Jonathan Majors, his performance in this part is great. It's great. It really is. And Loki and Tom Hiddleston, I don't remember the actress who plays Sylvie. They all nailed this whole scene. Like I said, they're all just sitting there talking. And a lot of people don't appreciate this type of stuff though, because some of the best scenes in movies are two people sitting talking. For example, like I said, we're both DC guys. The scene where Batman and Joker are sitting in an interrogation room. There's no action. It's just two characters sitting in a room talking to each other. Is one of the best parts in that movie. So
it's because that's one scene that, especially for Batman fans, we've always wanted to see, never quite got until that moment. We always wanted to see Batman and Joker having a conversation, because they have two opposite ideals, and that makes for a great conversation, especially in this particular scene. We have the three of them in the room talking, and up until this point, Loki and Sylvie were on one accord, and now they're splitting off, kind of like the timeline. But it just makes for another interesting conversation where you see different ideals, and Loki realizes that he can't change Sylvie's mind.
And
he tries, but
he tried to talk her down. And even with He Who Remains, I'm gonna just call him Kang. Fuck it, Kang. I kind of want to say He Who Remains. I feel that seems too long, but
we'll say the Kang variant.
The Kang variant is offering the job of his job to Sylvie and Loki. He says that he planned this whole thing for them to find him so they can take his job, because he's tired of doing it. He said he's old, he's tired, he doesn't want a multiverse war, and Sylvie just doesn't believe him. And Loki is sitting there questioning the whole thing, because he's like, maybe he's right.
He's like, maybe
he's right. Yeah. Like maybe I know we've done terrible things, and I know I'm a liar as well, but I believe what's he saying. I mean, he's believing what he's saying, because why not believe him after everything y'all done been through? That's the one thing I was clicking through my head when I was watching, is like, Sylvie, you've dealt with this whole situation basically your entire life. So you're not telling me you're not gonna believe that this one guy, if he died, is gonna cause all this stuff to happen? It was just blowing my mind that she just was set in stone with killing this guy. And as much as Loki and Sylvie has been through throughout this whole show, that she just couldn't just let her guard down and say, okay, you know, we've been together this whole time. Let's just go ahead and just accept this. But we
that's
wouldn't
the
have
thing.
we wouldn't have Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
So
But that's the thing. Loki says, you know, you can't, you have an inability to trust. You can't trust, and I can't be trusted. So what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it came to a stalemate.
Yeah, it basically did. It kind of caught me off guard because didn't he finally get a little bit of action in this episode? We have Sylvie and Loki fighting again, and Loki actually putting up a fight because I think the last time they fought, he wasn't really doing shit. Right. But they actually have a decent fight. And I love Jonathan Majors in the background. He has like a Palpatine moment when he's like enjoying seeing them fight or whatever, you know. He's all giddy, like, oh shit, let's go ahead, y'all fight it out. And it comes down to the end where Loki basically confesses his love to Sylvie. And obviously me and you talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's like, do you think they're gonna go in this direction? And when they kissed, it threw me off guard. So I'm like, I thought they were going to do it, and they did it anyway.
It didn't throw me off guard because they definitely was going towards that way in episode 5. Up until episode 5, it was like it didn't necessarily feel like romantic love. But when it got to episode 5 and he created a blanket just so he could put it on her, I was like, yeah, he like her.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it kind of not saying it threw me off guard, but I'm like, I was thinking about calling John, like, they went romantic, bruh. They went into a romantic way with these two characters, and like we talked about, like, they're the same person, but are they really the same person? I mean, technically, if they're in different multiverses, no, they're technically not the same person. So who knows exactly what the guidelines is with this whole situation? Like, is it incest? Is it fucking, who knows? And I'm glad we're not seeing a lot of that stuff.
That's what it is. It's weird.
I'm just glad we're not seeing a lot of people run with this and talk negative about it. Because that's the one thing once I saw it, I said, oh, here we go. They're about to hear. I'm here. They just opened the floodgates for Marvel. They're talking about Marvel doing incest and all this stuff. I just hope we don't get into this scenario. Let's just get in, And she also could have used it as a distraction. She could have just used it as a distraction. Like, okay, I'm gonna just do this one thing. You feel this type of way. I'm gonna do this just to get you out of my way to achieve my goal, which will end up happening. Like, she tells him, like, we're not the same. You don't have the same end goal I do. So she basically just pushes him through a portal and kills Kang. Like, that's basically how it ends. And Kang, the one thing Kang says to her is that, I'll see you soon. And he dies. And then obviously we see out the window, we see at this point, the branches are already going off because Kang says, like, I don't know what happens after this. Now, he doesn't know what's happening now that the time, right? The timelines are being branched off. He doesn't know exactly what happened. So now the branches are literally looking like vines and roots and all that stuff at this point.
There are branches off of branches.
Right. And then, she takes a moment and sits in silence. I'm guessing she's crying or something like that. Cause you ever think about it, you build yourself up to get to this goal. You've completed it. Now look, right. Now you're disappointed because what did it really matter? And it really didn't matter anything. And same with Loki. Loki has that kind of moment. He's sitting there after, he done did all this stuff. He actually done, trusted someone. And felt a love that he hasn't really felt before. Because like I say, he sure he loves his mother. Sure he likes Thor. I mean, shit. But at this point, he's never felt this type of way about somebody. He kind of, I guess, he felt betrayed a little bit. But then he kicks in and he's like, okay, now let me go find Mobius. And this is where the episode to me gets on another level. Is where he sees Mobius and B Hunter 15, and they do not recognize
him. Yeah.
When I had to kick in because when they're Loki's explaining Mobius about what he just went through, and Mobius says, what department are you from? Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Like, you were just with this guy. What are you talking about? What department he's from? I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
He
he's
doesn't
in a different
recognize who he
TVA.
is.
Yeah,
He's
another
in
TVA.
another multiverse. That's where he is at. And this is where this show is about that. Well, this where this is about to get interesting. Because now we most likely will have multiple TVAs in different multiverses.
And you know what that kind of, I know you don't watch the show, but it kind of reminded me of the Flash.
Okay.
Pretty much every season, I stopped watching after season 5 because it got stupid. But pretty much every season, Barry messes up. He resets the timeline. So the version of people that you see in the next season are completely different from the people that you had that you've seen than the characters that you've seen in the previous season.
Yeah.
They still have the same personality, but for the most part, they have different memories of certain events.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, but it's kind of irking. So I hope that they don't do that and just keep resetting, because that kind of pisses me off. It's like,
or like I said,
how can you have good character development when you keep resetting characters? They're not really developing. You're just erasing and then drawing over.
You keep starting over. It's like, why do I care about this person if I have to relearn who he is again?
Exactly.
And my thing is, I think that was just going to be for that moment. I think Loki's going to be able to he's going to be able to go back to where he was at. I think he's going to figure out how to do it. It's just, my point is how the hell Sylvie is going to be able to get back. Cause I think she broke the thing, right? She broke the way to, did she not break it at the end? I know she broke it to use the tool, whatever. How is she going to get back to the TVA or whatever?
But I don't know if she'll get back. I think Loki might go get her, but I don't think that she's gonna get back. She might. She's probably stuck.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, obviously at the end, I was waiting on another end credit. I thought there was gonna be another one. Obviously, the way the tagline was that he would be back for season 2, I thought was a cheap end credit scene. They could have did the usual Loki will be back in Loki season 2 at the end of the credits instead of just doing that as like something to happen and it doesn't be anything. I was hoping for something else that was tying into where other project had to deal with the multiverse, like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. That should have been a post-credit scene and not a mid-credit scene.
Right. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping like, okay, maybe we're about to finally see something from these other movies, since basically what this movie did was make the multiverse. That's what this show did, was basically create the multiverse. There was always a multiverse here, but this actually opened it up, the floodgates. Like literally,
this is the multiverse that we're going to see going forward.
Yeah. Like what Ancient One talked about the the multiverse branching off in different branches stuff. This is it times 10.
Yeah.
So and basically, like I said, that's the way it ends. And it's gonna be very interesting. And that he walks up and he sees the statues aren't like the statues that were before. Is actually a Kang statue. And which was crazy because a lot of people were speculating that the middle timekeeper looks like Jonathan Majors. Like the one especially inside the courtroom where behind Judge Renslayer. They say that one looks like him, like his nose and everything looks like Jonathan Majors. And now when he goes back to TV, it's literally him. So this is gonna be interesting. What we see in the next season or within these other movies. Who knows when this next season is gonna come? Because with all these other movies coming out after it and then before season 2, who knows exactly what this show is gonna be involved in with the multiverse, or is Doctor Strange going to be involved in Loki season 2, which will be dope if they do involve him, because I'm watching it the whole time. It's like Doctor Strange is the Sorcerer Supreme, and all this stuff is happening, especially when it comes to time. And you were the fucking keeper of the time stone. It's like, how couldn't you not feel all this stuff happening? Unless, like I said, he just had no way to do this, unless he had no way to get through the threshold to get to who he remains. And like I said, unless he wasn't really doing anything bad. like I said, that's the one thing comes down to it. He who remains wasn't doing anything bad.
Yeah, that's how I see it. He was really doing what he thought was right, and actually it really was right, because he was really making an earnest attempt to keep everything together, without directly causing any death or destruction. Unlike Thanos, who was directly causing death and destruction, even though he thought what he was doing was right. Kang was just trying to keep everything together and not destroy the fabric of time.
Yeah. And so I mean, overall, I think the show was a hit. It's not a miss for sure. I definitely recommend it so you don't be lost with the other movies, especially when it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And that's going to be the problem, though, for someone like my father who loves the MCU movies. I have to tell him he has to watch Loki. He has to watch this show in order to understand what Doctor Strange 2 is going to be about, what the next Spider-Man movie is basically tied into because of this show.
Yeah, you got to.
And basically any other movies that come before it, even with Ant-Man. I mean, they introducing Kang the Conqueror. This is where he's getting his first introduction. You have to really watch this show to really see what's going on with that. So, like I said, overall, like I said, I do like the show. I think Luke Ponto put his ranking. I'm probably gonna get to it a little soon. But I am about to go through the comments. But John, you got any other thoughts on the Loki show?
No, like I said, I loved it. I was very happy the way it ended. It answered questions, but then it raised more questions, which will be answered throughout the multiverse. I really enjoyed it. I was not disappointed at all.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, I know people are gonna be underwhelmed. Especially if you did as much as we were building up to this finale, and then we just basically got to sit down exposition about what could happen if they do this deed, and
the thing
it happens.
The thing about it, WandaVision is a classic example. WandaVision, if you learn anything from WandaVision, is to not have expectations, because everybody was expecting Doctor Strange to show up and Mephisto, and literally every character people called Mephisto, and people were highly disappointed. So if you've learned anything from WandaVision, don't have any expectations with this kind of content, with superhero
for sure
fantasy science fiction stuff. Just don't. Just watch it for what it is, because if you have expectations and you over theorize, you will be disappointed. And like I see in the comments, there are people that were disappointed because their expectations were not met. It's unfortunate, but now you've learned a lesson. Just watch the show.
Like I know I just popped on Luke Ponto's comments. I still think WandaVision is slightly better than Loki, but it's still fantastic. But reaction says he said, "You ain't lying. I'm a casual, and I was disappointed by the ending." And like I said, I understand reaction.
Yeah, I get it.
I understand why you were underwhelmed, because just as much as they were building up, but you gotta go. Like I tell everybody, especially when it comes to comic book stuff, a lot of people love saying, "Oh, it's from the comics," though. They can, it's in the comics. But I'm like, this is an adaptation.
Right.
They can do whatever they want. They don't have to do everything that's in
it's not even a true adaptation. It's inspired by.
Right.
Yeah. Because not everything translates well to film directly. You do have some things that translate, but you got to have the right filmmaker. For example, Watchmen is exactly the graphic novel with only minor changes, but nobody else could have made that but Zack Snyder.
I love that comparison, but I don't, because certain things that I could see Watchmen put into a live action movie the way it was made. But like things like this, I don't think the way this was made is like, I could not picture this being made the way it was being made, or even some like a character like Loki being put on
Mm-hmm.
screen.
Mm-hmm.
I never expected him to be this big as he is
Mm-hmm.
today. Let
Yeah.
alone them doing the variant storyline or whatever and stuff like that. Who knows? Like who knew that this was gonna be the way it is today? So,
Yeah.
I say, and I agree, you do take the right filmmaker and the right production team to makes this work.
Mm-hmm.
But Luke Ponto say Miss Menace didn't scare me because I was already clear on the poster that she would be in the show. No, I'm not talking about just in
It's
general.
not that her. It's not. It's not her being in the show. It was. It was the way she showed up. She just
Yeah,
literally.
I would just literally just how she popped up, not her being in the show. I was just talking about the way she just popped up in the episode. Um, Reaction and review says I disagree with you, Luke. Loki is decent. WandaVision is disappointing. It could have been easily better, but they chose not to do it. Now, I'm sure reaction reviews is talking about obviously certain characters not showing up and the theories of who was really behind everything that was supposed to be happening with the WandaVision. Um, and obviously the Mephisto things, because obviously in the comics, Mephisto basically creates Wanda's kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are his spawn, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Luke Ponto is replying back to him, saying, I respect your opinion. I just found a little more depth in WandaVision, and the finale made it great. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just another thing is that most people do like Wanda and Vision as well. So their relationship is so unorthodox that I was just ready to roll with it. So, yeah. Reaction review says that's okay if you like it. It's awesome. I think it's different. I think differently how you rank. I'll ask him how you rank the shows.
Mm-hmm.
John, how would you rank the Disney Plus shows?
Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision.
Yeah, I'd probably go Loki, WandaVision, Falcon, and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
That's how I have to go. Yep. Just because, and I was talking to my dude I play on the game, is that he wasn't feeling WandaVision at first with the first couple episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and then when you finally see what's going on, it makes going back watching the show so much better because
Mm-hmm.
technically it's all a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously episode 4 you basically see the simulation through real life, but watching it, like after you watch episode 4 and going back to watch episode 1, 2, 3, you have a different perspective because they're watching it from the outside in.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Loki is the best one out of all these shows so far, though, for sure. Luke Ponto says the entire show is Tom Hiddleston's best performance of his whole career. Yeah.
I can't say that just because I haven't seen everything that he's in. So
Yeah,
it's definitely his best performance in the
in
MCU.
MCU,
for sure.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I haven't seen everything he's into. I know there's certain things that he's done, most likely on Broadway and stuff. He's probably done better than this for sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this type of material, that's what you got to throw your hands up, is that he's taking it so seriously when it's something so unprecedented how it's presented to us. That if you, like I said, this was made 10 years ago, most people would just be like, oh, this is some cheesy bullshit.
Stupid.
Yeah, this is cheesy bullshit. Nobody would agree to even make this 15 years ago, let alone, someone like Tom Hiddleston giving a really great performance behind it and believing what he's doing. So, Luke got his ranking. He says 1 WandaVision, 2 Loki, 3 Falcon and Winter Soldier. So me and you agree that Falcon and Winter Soldier obviously is the worst one out of 3. Not saying it's bad, but out of 3, it's my least favorite.
The reason I have it at my number 2 is it that's my kind of show. If you watch my reviews, like I like stuff that's realistic and like maybe could actually happen. So
yeah,
that's why I have it at my number 2. And the reason WandaVision is at my number 3 is because I felt it was a missed opportunity to because they dropped a lot of hints and there are a lot of Easter eggs. Loki does the same thing, but with WandaVision, the show as a whole lacks spectacle.
Yeah, I agree.
There is spectacle in the show, but as a whole, it doesn't have nearly as much spectacle as Loki, and that's that's what makes, in my opinion, Loki a little bit better. For the most part, something big happens in every episode of Loki, and it makes sense because it's only 6 episodes. WandaVision
Right.
was 12, I think.
No, one of it is
Um,
only like,
it was
yeah,
was it
was it 12?
was it 12?
No, I think it was
Maybe it
like
was
8.
8. It was 8.
I think it was 8.
Yeah, but anyway, um, yeah, Loki has more spectacle, and like I said before, Loki does a better job at answering questions.
Yeah.
WandaVision didn't quite do that for me.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy WandaVision. I think I enjoy WandaVision more than most people.
Mhm.
But I can't put it at my number one because I was disappointed in that finale.
Yeah. I can see that. But
Yeah.
that's why it's my number 2. That's why I put it at number 2. I put it at number 2. It can't be number 1. We got Mr. Vegan said, I want to hear about the JL motion comic. You got to rewind earlier because we talked about it in the beginning of the show. So if you want to check out our thoughts on it and what's going on with that story, because there's some controversy or some stuff going on with that, go ahead and check out later. We talked about it later. He says he's really hyped about the project. That's what's up. Reaction reviews. I thought Doctor Strange was going to appear on Loki, but he didn't. I'm so upset. I figured he wasn't gonna show up, and there's actually stories saying that Loki is gonna appear in Doctor Strange too. I've been reading that saying that he's gonna pop up in that movie, which will be interesting because we'll have 3 sorcerers literally in one movie. Because you got Wanda, and then you got Doctor Strange, and you got Loki, which will be very cool. But I knew he wasn't gonna show up because they never said anything like that. They never said anything like a character like him was gonna show up in this show.
But yeah, that just goes back to what I was saying. Don't have little to no expectations, and without expectations, your disappointment will dissipate, because if you expect something to happen and then it doesn't happen, you're gonna be upset. So just watch it for what it is.
Reaction side, disagree with you. It is the Marvel supposed to be big cinema stuff now. They barely getting us anything. I don't know what we were talking about earlier.
He was talking about what I just said. I disagree. Not everything has to be I know this might sound contradictory, but not everything has to be big spectacle. You do need some shows to have, or some movies to have, exposition, because that creates more depth for the narrative. We don't need to see Doctor Strange crossing over with every sorcerer. We don't need to see magic and mysticism all the time. Sometimes we need those words. We need those conversations. We need those episodes like episode 6. Even though I was disappointed in WandaVision, and in the grand scheme of things, you need shows like that when you're dealing with a cinematic universe. You can't go big every time because it'll get old. That brings me back to the Flash. That's why the Flash sucks now, because they went big too early. So you can't really do that all the time. And I understand that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but it gets old when you go big all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
because you got to top that.
I mean, for example, look at the Fast and Furious movies. They just keep trying to top themselves over and over again, over and over,
and they're getting more ridiculous.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna still watch them, but
yeah. But we got
but 6 was like the last like really great one.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. You got Jason Carr in the building. He says, "Hey, Alex and Smooth J Stu. Sorry I'm late. Had to cut the lawn and do other chores. Oh no, go ahead and handle your housework, man, you always can come back and watch us later. If you're not here live, you can definitely check out the replay. Go ahead and leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below. If you guys can't check us out live, I'd love to hear your thoughts on all the topics that we discussed today. We got the Chosen says, when do y'all think season 2 is coming out? I guess 2022, I guess. I mean,
it's hard to say because
it's hard to say, man.
Yeah, because you got so much multiverse stuff coming out. Yeah, and COVID. It's hard to say because it was supposed to be one season, and then they had to split it in 2. So it's really hard to say, especially with how they left off.
And who knows if they already got these episodes shot? That's the thing. Like, who knows if they actually shot everything? Right. So because we obviously it was supposed to be longer than it was supposed to, but like I said, I'm just excited we're getting more Tom Hiddleston as Loki, because I really was upset when he did die in Endgame. I mean, Endgame, when he died in Infinity War. So I wanted him to be there, but because obviously to this point he became a good guy for him to die, you know, and obviously with the TVA that was supposed to happen. So but I mean, it is what it is. I'm just happy we're getting more of him in the MCU. Even if he doesn't go to movies, like I said, I'm hearing rumors that he's supposed to be in Doctor Strange 2, and I'm hoping he is, because that would be awesome. But reaction still disagree with you, but that's fine. That's fine. Have your own opinions, buddy. D God says the Loki and Sylvie kiss felt so weird, but also amazing at the same time. Although
I can agree with that.
Although I started to like them, I hope season 2 is less about their relationship, more about the timeline. Yeah, most likely it will be, because I think this was the episode they established that they do like each other. Who knows if they'll be together in the next season? Who knows? Just by the way they left things off in the fight, the season finale. And I like I said, I agree with the guy too, because I was like that too. I'm like, finally, I want to say finally, because I was waiting for the kiss in the last episode. That's what I was waiting on. But I'm like, okay, it would make sense for it to be a season finale thing for them to finally him, because he was, and even episode 4, he was trying to say like, I like you. That's what he was trying to say to her before he got pruned. But yeah. D God says, also, do y'all see the King Loki scene in the trailer? Yeah, we talked about that while we were reviewing it, and I think they cut those scenes out due to the pandemic. I know they shot all those scenes when Miss Minutes was explaining that, you know, if y'all don't do this, you guys can go back into your lives and actually win. And like I said, there was scenes were showing that he was on the throne in Asgard, and I think there was another scene with him winning in New York. Like there was a scene of him actually winning in New York. So and he said they didn't put the scene in the show. But that's just gold testament that Marvel loves putting things in their trailers that doesn't show up in shows and movies. But look at Infinity War. They might be in season 2, right? It might be in season 2. Who knows? It might be like another multiverse thing where they go to another multiverse and he wins. So but then I like I said, to go back to Infinity War, fucking they had the epic shot of all of them running, and I was waiting for that scene to happen. Like, oh, here go the infamous running scene, and it does not happen.
It doesn't happen. At least not in that fashion. Yeah. Right.
We get another shot when they say Wakanda forever and they all run to the border, but not in that same shot.
Cap and T'Challa, they are out. Like that's one small thing about that scene that I really love. Like they are running so fast.
Yeah, it's not even that, because it goes back to Civil War when they were chasing after each other.
Yeah,
now they're running with each other to fight this battle.
Layers, donkey.
That was another scene where most people clapped in that scene, because we knew the significance of it. You know. That's why, like, people always glaze over when in Endgame when he acknowledges Clint's name. Like, most people forget, like, oh, why is that so significant? Because in Civil War, he said he didn't give a fuck about his name. I don't care who you are. Now he's acknowledging him as a person like Clint. I'm right here, you know. And most people just graze that over. But every time I see it, I get goosebumps. Like, man, that's my nigga T'Challa acknowledging niggas.
That just proves that Marvel pays attention.
Yeah,
They
for
might
sure.
have a few
For sure.
oversights, but for the most part, they
Yeah.
pay close attention to what
For
they're
sure.
doing.
I mean, look at Black Widow. I mean, like we finally get her own movie about the Red Room, and one little scene about in the Avengers, Loki brings up about all the stuff she's done, and then he brings up Dreykov's daughter, and it didn't hit me till after I watched the second time, and I'm like, oh, that's what Loki was talking about the whole time. And it just shows you that they know all this stuff. You know, they know how to connect all this stuff together. Still disagree with you. Isn't it Marvel supposed to be big budget and great stuff as they allot you can do it?
They can do it, but it's like think of it like sugar. Too much sugar, you get cavities. You know what I'm saying? Like who wants to eat sweets all the time? Why would you want it to be big all of the time? Like I like when you have things that are layered and nuanced, because it gives you a greater appreciation for when the big stuff happens, kind of like how Marvel has progressed over all of these years.
But that's the thing. Like every Marvel movie isn't the same.
Yeah, they're all different. They've done every genre. They've done every kind of storytelling you can tell, and that makes the bigger moments feel bigger.
Yeah, I mean, even with like now with Doctor Strange, most likely if they do it, it's supposed to be like a horror element in that movie. Like that's one thing they haven't tackled. They haven't tackled horror because there haven't really been characters that they really can do it with. Blade could be that one. Blade could really be the one where they tackle horror. Yeah. We'll see if they really do it, but and even with Morbius, I don't think Morbius could have been that character too. They could have really tackled horror with him as well because he's literally a living vampire. But
that's a great trailer, by the way. I don't
that
think
Morbius trailer.
Yeah, that's a great trailer. That's one movie I am looking forward to
whenever we get it.
Yeah,
but
I think January.
It's coming in January.
I think
we gotta see. I keep thinking about January being the death of film because that's usually where they put all the trash. But COVID fucks up. COVID is like you can't really judge when movies come out now because of COVID. So But D God says I'm low-key expecting Loki and Sylvie to end up like Rachel and Ross when they only end up together at the very, very end. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I skipped Charles's thing. My bad. He said Charles Rollins says, "Where do you think Ravonna went to?" I think she's
looking for Kang.
Yeah, she went to another. She found out some information that she was involved with Kang in another multiverse, and she went to that multiverse. That's where she went to. Because she says Miss Minutes tells her saying that doesn't matter. This is more important that you need to know. And she gives a look and then she just disappears. And Ravonna looks at the information that she gets and is surprised about it. And the way she's leaving in such a hurry. So obviously she knows something about something. So yeah. D God says one small problem I had with the show is the extra characters. I really don't care for anyone besides Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius. I can see that obviously when it comes to like B Hunter 15, and then like the other Lokis and stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I thought that B Hunter 15
underutilized.
Underutilized. You took the word right out of my mouth. They set her up with a great foundation for her character development, and she kind of fizzled out, and that kind of disappointed me.
Yeah. But yeah, I can agree with you, the guy, for sure. Now you got reaction thinking about it, and he kind of sold him. So that was a good explanation of whatever you said.
Thank you. I mean, I'm not trying to be right. I just want I like when people have different opinions and different perspectives because it gets good conversation going. But thank you.
For sure. He also says if we ever get the movie released for Mobius, like I said, it's crazy. I remember when that trailer debuted. It was before the shutdown. That trailer came out in early 2020 before the shutdown. And I was excited. I'm like, oh yeah, it's coming out this year, blah blah. Then March, boom. And I still remember being at Lifetime, and I found out Rudy Gobert had it, and he did the stupid thing when he touched all the microphones and stuff.
Yeah.
And they shut down the NBA. They shut down the NBA. And the first thing I said is, it's over. That's the first thing I said. I said, it's over. Everything is gone now because the NBA is such a big moneymaker that they literally have to shut it down. I said, it's over. Yeah. And then that's when Nicole came in and says, expect us to be closed. Because I already knew it, because if you close it down, like I said, the NBA is shutting down. That's a lot of revenue, a lot of money they literally stopping and halting. And when I got that text from Nicole saying, don't come in, all gyms and stuff is closed. I looked up on news, no barbershops, no fucking gyms. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Life is closed. The world is shut down.
For sure. That was crazy, man. Oh, my bad, Luke. I've done missed your question, but even though it's not about Loki, he says, are you excited for the Suicide Squad?
Not really.
Not really.
I'm not. I'll be honest.
Even though the rumors are saying it's the best thing he's done.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm a huge DC fan. I love DC with all of my heart. That being said, I am not excited about anything that Warner Brothers is doing right now.
I agree.
It pains me to say that.
Yeah, you're the DC guy for sure.
I'm not excited about it at all, especially after the way they keep screwing Zack Snyder over. I have, like I said before, I have a little bit of hope because they're going to be under new management now. But I'm not excited for any of it. I'll just, obviously I'm going to go see it because just for the sake of nerdom, I'm going to go see it, and I'm going to at least try to enjoy it. But as of right now, I'm not excited for anything that they're doing right now.
Yeah, I agree. Reaction reviews, I think they're going to go very dark for Moon Knight because Moon Knight is a dark character in Marvel. Yeah, but that's like, that's also an essence of Blade. Like, you can go dark with Blade too.
The Moon Knight is more psychological, so that's I think that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I'm about to ask these next couple questions, and then we're going to get into our physical media discussion. And then obviously you guys can still answer questions. We're going to get to them, but we want to get to our physical media discussion. Then we'll get to whatever questions you have. I think it has some codes you need to give away, if I'm not mistaken. I know I have some codes I want to give away. And we'll end the show. But Reaction says you're good. He just see it in a different way that you told it, and he understands it. But that's all it's about, man. That's what the conversation is all about, buddy. Y'all, the God asks, do y'all care about Miss Marvel and What If? Yeah, I'm excited for What If.
Miss Marvel, not so much. What If? Yes,
you're right. Yeah, I do not care for Miss Marvel either. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into our physical media discussion. I don't think John uploaded a physical media video about everything that he picked up. Obviously he picked up.
I did get 2 more things. I do have to pick those up. So if you want to go ahead and share what you picked up, I'll go get my pickups real quick.
Go ahead. Obviously I'm gonna just film myself up into the screen real quick. Obviously you guys know I made a video talking about everything I picked up. Also the newest pickup I picked up today. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I picked up Her because I didn't own this, and I heard it was really good. Her Joaquin Phoenix gives a great performance, and her Scarlett Johansson is great as the AI. I found it at Dollar General for $5. They just built a new Dollar General right down the street from my house. I went in there today. I'm like, let's see if they got their movies out today. And they had their movies out, and they had some pretty interesting titles in there. And I might have to go back and pick some of them up because I was pretty surprised that they had it out. So that's the only thing I picked up today. I didn't do a Blu-ray hunting video because I was really wasn't in the mood to do one. My plan was to make a video about reconstructing or reorganizing my collection again because I need to do it because I got so much stuff that I need to put into the collection. But I still haven't done it yet. So I did pick this up. And obviously, like I said, I did upload a video on my channel if you guys want to check that out. But I did want to give another shout out to um, Philip Corso. I want to give another shout to him because he sent me. I'm sorry, I'm hitting my mic, but he sent me all these movies. He sent me all these movies because I needed to add them to the collection in 4K, and he blessed me with all these 4Ks, and I just wanted to give him another shout out. And like I said, if you guys ever want to send me anything, it doesn't matter what it is. I have an address in the description below. If you guys want to send me anything, like I said, I'll take anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, he sent me all these 4Ks. I was so appreciated and so gracious for him to send me these. It means everything to me that he sent me those. But I just want to give him another shout out that he sent me those movies. I think you're still muted, John. There you go. But yeah, I had to give Philip Corso another shout out for sending me all these movies because
nice.
It blew me away that he sent them to me. I'm very appreciated. Like I said, if you guys wanted to send me anything, I do have an address in the description. If you guys want to send me anything, want me to unbox anything, I would really appreciate it. You know, this is my first fan mail, and it touched my heart. You know, that people are willing to be this nice and send this, you know, send stuff like this, knowing that I'm appreciated to it. You know,
are you gonna cry?
I didn't want to. But and another thing, he helped me though, because like for instance, Blade, like I was gonna buy this eventually, but he's like, I have it. Do you want it? I said, hell yeah, I want that. And then like I said, that's obviously awesome. The new releases. I don't know if you saw, but I did pick up Schindler's List, the Steelbook. I still haven't opened it. But you have the Blu-ray, you have the regular 4K, right?
I have the regular 4K. It's still in the plastic.
Oh, you didn't open it yet. Okay.
I didn't open it yet. It's still in the plastic, man.
I was hearing that the Steelbook, it's supposed to come with 3 discs, but it only has 2 in here. I just wanted to know if your version had 3 discs, because I'm not sure. saying I don't care about that stuff, but just to say that, because on the package it says that it's supposed to have 3 discs, I think. But it only comes with 2, because I've watched an unboxing for it. I haven't opened it, but I did watch an unboxing.
Yeah.
But the other thing I picked up her, John.
Have you seen it yet?
Not yet. It was $5 at Dollar General.
Watch it and then tell me what you think of Scarlett Johansson after you see the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I know she plays the AI, or she plays the AI that he's in love with. So yeah, I do know that part of the story.
Yeah. Tell me what you think of her. I won't say much else, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard she's abusive to him. That's what I hear. But
I wouldn't say all that, but she's definitely a machine.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like I said, I got a video on my channel if you guys want to see the pickups. But like I said, I do want to show that I did buy that today, and I just wanted to give Philip another shout out for sending me these movies.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, John, just show us, what did you pick up recently? I seen your video, but you said you picked up some more things.
Yeah. The biggest thing I got was obviously Mortal Kombat. I just got the slip.
I see you. So you put the slip cover up, huh? I see you.
Yeah, took the slip off of it. I throw my slips in boxes.
Now, do you have the slip for John Wick Chapter 2?
No, because I got the
you got the 2 movie
multi-pack. Right. I got the 4K multi-pack.
And now I can't ask you for this because you got the Steelbook for this one, so I know you don't have the slip cover for that one.
We'll chat after the stream. I'll let you know what slips I got. I got the box around here somewhere. Okay. I also picked up Kick-Ass 2 on Blu-ray from Dollar General.
Nice.
This was cheap too. It was like $3 at Dollar General. So I was like, yeah, I'm picking that up for sure.
Another place I tell everybody, don't slack on some. Don't slack. Like I said, some of these titles they do have some of the same stuff over and over again. But you might find some gems that you might need to add to the collection. They be cheap.
I needed that, and $3 brand new. You can't beat that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one I was kind of excited for. I know a lot of people aren't fond of this movie, but I really like movies like this, biblical movies that especially ones that kind of explain it as like historical fact, and that is Exodus, Gods and Kings on 4K. This
Nice.
is a fantastic movie to look at. It's definitely a beautiful, beautiful movie, and I already had it on Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. Also, you upgraded it.
I upgraded, so I'm
Nice.
very excited to watch this. I might pop this in tonight,
Yeah,
actually.
I just got the Blu-ray. I think I bought it at the exchange for like $5.
Yeah, I will definitely let you
Yeah,
know
yeah, got the Blu-ray.
how it is on 4K. But yeah,
I'm not a huge
those are
fan
my.
of the movie though, so that might be
I
something I might not upgrade.
well see, I like movies like that. I love the story of Exodus and the way. My favorite thing about the movie is how they explain the 10 plagues of Egypt. Each plague is a consequence of the previous plague. So, for example, you got you got the alligators in the Nile eating each other. So that
Mhm.
causes the water to be bloody, which is
Right.
one of the 10 plagues. And then because the water is bloody, that causes the fish to die, which creates flies, which is
Mhm.
another plague. So the way each plague leads into each other, I thought that was brilliant. And the cast is fantastic in this movie.
Isn't that really Scott joint?
Yes, it is. It is a Ridley Scott joint. A lot of black people aren't fond of it because it's not historically accurate. I'm like, it
Mhm.
wasn't made to be historically accurate.
Yeah,
It's just a story. It's just a movie. It's not on the filmmaker to educate you.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
it's just a movie.
Yeah, he's just trying to entertain you.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, was that it? That was the only pickup you picked up?
yeah. Just slow week. I didn't pick up too much.
Yeah. I mean, I guess within the course of this month, I've already got 24 titles in front of me right now. Obviously with the help of Philip sending me those 6. So, yeah,
Noise.
um, yeah, it's just crazy to think like everything that's been announced, like like the Halloween fucking 4Ks and
There in this past 2 weeks alone, there's been a lot of stuff announced for the
yeah,
rest of the year.
yeah,
Like September's
yeah.
gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was talking to Ken from Mid Level Media. I'm like, this
Mm-hmm.
actually might be another great year for physical media.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was pretty good, but this year right here
This
might
year is
be
fire.
it might be like on another level. Let alone
Straight
that we're
fuego.
let alone that we're getting actually new releases that we're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
getting. Like I said, this year, I mean this month alone, we're already getting A Quiet Place Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, fuck, it just came out.
Yeah, it's
So
already streaming. It's on
yeah,
Paramount
it's
and
already on
Amazon.
Paramount Plus. Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus. Yeah. Um. So yeah, that was all. That's all we picked up. Like I said, obviously to our audio listeners, like I said, I'm gonna just name out what Philip sent me. Send me John Wick Chapter 2, A Quiet Place on 4K. All these are 4K, by the way. He
Mm-hmm.
sent me A Quiet Place. He sent me Gremlins, Hocus Pocus, the 1992 Aladdin, and Blade. That's all what he sent me, and I'm so grateful for him to
That's
send me all
awesome,
these.
man. That's awesome.
It just helped me out because this most likely be one of the movies I will be reviewing this Halloween. So I get to watch it in the best format. So that's helped me out as well. So and then
You
we
making me
talked
want to
about
watch it.
we talked about remember we talked about me wanting to get A Quiet Place because I remember I had the steelbook and I wanted to get it on 4K. And I can literally just take this discount and put it in the steelbook and say I got a
Yeah.
4K steelbook. So
Because they the same steelbook.
yeah, they the same steelbook. There's nothing different about it. But I think I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm gonna just, especially when Quiet Place Part 2 come out, I think I'm just gonna buy it at 4K. I'm not gonna get the steelbook.
Of course, of course.
I think
Of course you
I
would do that.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna see. Now it helps me though because I have the regular the slipcase. So if I buy this Part 2, it's gonna sit next to this one. It's not gonna be out of place.
Yeah,
So
but that is such an Alex thing to do because you you did all that complaining about not having the 4K steelbook, and now you're not even gonna get the 4K steelbook
Quiet Place Part 2.
for a Quiet Place Part 2.
I don't know if I want to spend that much money. See, that's what I
No,
be
I know,
saying.
I know, I get it,
I
I
don't
get
know
it
if I
though.
want to spend that much money for that because I think it's multiple things coming out that same day. So to buy just a steelbook and then buy something else, I think I might as well just go with the cheaper option and then I could buy something else. That's what I'd be trying to think, especially like when it comes to these new releases. Like same with like So Spiral comes out next week. I'm not getting the 4K for that. I'm not gonna buy the 4K for Spiral for when I haven't seen it. So
that's a Black Friday buy for me. I'll wait for Black Friday to get that.
I think I'm going to buy it just so I can watch it because I don't think there's no other way I can watch it at the moment, and I want to watch it, and I know I can watch it, do some type of way I can watch it, but I want to watch it like actually watching it. I don't have to worry about buffering and that stuff. So I think I do want to buy it because I heard it's okay. Like I heard it's not the worst. It's not the worst Saw sequel or the worst Saw movie. So I do want to watch it just because I'm a fan of the franchise.
Yeah, the only Saw movie that I don't like was 6.
Nah, I like 6. 7 is the one I
7
like. 7 is terrible. Yeah, that's the one that's in 3D. That's the final chapter.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. 7 is terrible. That's the one.
So yeah, but like everything else this week that's coming out. As I said, I know Spiral comes out. Quiet Place Part 2 comes out. What else? What else comes out this month? Let me look at Blu-ray.com. Oh, like I said, since I'm saying it, I end up pre-ordering Halloween 1, 2, and 5. No, 1, 2, and 4 on 4K from Screen Factory. I did. I pulled the trigger. I said fuck it. Fuck it.
We all said you would.
I said fuck it. and most likely I'll be getting 3 and 5 probably later. Like I already got it sitting in my Amazon cart. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like they're literally sitting in the cart. And I guess I'm just at a moment, like if I just got the $60, because I already did.
You're not telling us nothing we didn't already know, Alex.
Screen Factory know, like they know how to get niggas that just want, especially when it comes to Michael Myers. Like, I mean, like I said, but now it would have been different if they would have did like a box set, and I probably wouldn't have did that. I most likely wouldn't have did that because it's different in that way. I'm pre-ordering. I'm doing these in increments. So like I'm buying one.
Get it at your leisure.
Right. I'm getting at my leisure. So just if they did a box set, the most likely the whole thing probably be about $300. I'll have $300 just to drop like that.
Right.
You know.
And then by the time you get it, the box set will be gone.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So but let's check out the release calendar real quick. Like I said, nothing really comes out for real. It's crazy because the G.I. Joes was coming out in 4K was supposed to be coming out next week, but they were already available at Walmart. They were already at Walmart. They were supposed to come out next week though. But I'm not a huge fan of those movies, so most likely I won't be upgrading those. I'll stick to my Blu-rays. Like I said, Spiral, we got Walking Dead season 10 comes out. I most likely will be waiting for that too. That will be a Black Friday buy. Because that's going to be like $50 for that series. I don't have $50 at this moment to spend on that. There's some other things coming out that I want to get. So like I said, I'll probably just be buying Spiral. They releasing
with all this
stuff.
Movies. Yeah, with all this great stuff coming out this year, I'm saving up for Black Friday now because I know I'm gonna go crazy on Black Friday.
See that's the thing though. Like I asked somebody actually liked the comment that I like last year around this like around Black Friday time. And we were talking about how bad Black Friday was. And like, it's not that Black Friday is bad, obviously, because of COVID too. But
it's different.
It's just that, like, for obviously for someone like me, I buy things day one. So all the stuff that's on sale, it's not a sale for me because I already own it.
You already own it.
I already own it. So like I said, everyone was hyped about Avengers being the price that it was, Avengers Endgame being the price it was when it came out. I'm like, I done bought 3 versions of it. So like, I'm not excited about Avengers being $8 at Walmart because I already fucking bought 3 copies of the movie already. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's nice for people that didn't own it. And if you guys want to get the sale, guys, go ahead. We'll go right away for sure. The one thing I was upset that I didn't get Dark Phoenix for $8 at Walmart on 4K. That was going really quick because that's what I was looking for. But I ended up just going with the regular Blu-ray instead. But yeah, so I say go ahead, bro. I would definitely say save up for Black Friday because things like Wrath of Man or like, see, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm still debating if I am getting Spiral or not. I still haven't debated if I'm doing it or not. But like you're right, those are Black Friday buys because they're gonna have loads of copies of those.
Yeah.
So yeah. Obviously things like even like A Quiet Place Part 2 is like if you're not you're not ready to get it that the right away, you can just wait for Black Friday to get that, because that's going to be on sale for Black Friday too. Most likely, what, $10 for the 4K? You know, they had Joker on sale for like $8 on 4K at Best Buy a couple years ago. I'm like, shit, that's a good ass deal for Joker.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. I got it for, honestly, I got it for like $12.99 when regular retail price was like $19.99.
Yeah, and that was a sale basically too.
Yeah.
But we're about to head into the comments, and then we're about to check out of this and get. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and get to the giveaways right now.
Yeah. Two of these are the same, and then I got two newer ones. I got Beetlejuice, Hook, Saw, and Kick-Ass 2. Beetlejuice, Hook, and Saw are 4K. Kick-Ass 2 is a Blu-ray. Same rule applies every week. One code per person. Just DM me on Instagram if you want it, and I will send it to you directly. Once again, that is Beetlejuice, Hook, Saw, and Kick-Ass 2.
Nice. Yes. Okay. Cool. Like I said, I was gonna do some code giveaways, but I don't even know if these codes are valid or not, so I can't even do it right now because I don't want to get someone's hopes up and give away a code and it does not work. Says Philip didn't tell me if the codes were good or not, so I'm not gonna do any giveaways because I don't know if they're good or not. The worst thing is for me to give it away and it doesn't work. Then I don't want to get talked about giving away bad codes. So like I said, off the bat, what were the codes again?
Well, right now it's just Saw and Hook because Kick-Ass 2 and Beetlejuice are gone. So it's Saw and Hook. Both of those are in 4K.
All right, so he's giving away Saw and Hook, the 4K codes for both of those. If you guys want them, DM Smooth J Stu, and he will be giving you that code. Like I said, this is a testament. If you guys want free digital codes, stay all the way to the end of the show because
stay all the way to the end.
You might be getting some for free, I said, most likely I will be probably doing giveaways too. And if not, I'll be having, separate videos when I buy duplicates of things,
Yeah. And I'll be doing giveaways on Studio Time as well. Yeah, matter of fact, check that out tomorrow. First episode of Studio Time. That'll be my little live stream talk show. It'll be kind of similar to Nerd Talk, just without the movie news. There will be discussions on specific topics. However, tomorrow there will not be a specific topic. It's going to be a freestyle episode, and the first guest is none other than my Nerd Talk co-host Alex Thomas. So yeah, we're going to be on live on my channel tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check that out.
Yes, sir. Be sure to hit up Smooth J Stu's YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. He almost there at 100 subscribers, so go ahead and hit him up.
Yeah, 2 more.
But Luke says, I'm hoping to pick up A Quiet Place Part 2 right away when it comes out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that I am going to pick that up right away just so I can watch
I pre-ordered it. Yeah, so.
Yep. That's it. Most likely I'll be doing a Blu-ray hunting video for that one, so be ready to see that. Luke Ponda say Her is fantastic. Yeah, I'm ready to give it a watch.
It is.
Also, reaction.
Piss you off, but it's fantastic.
Reaction and review says I got Space Jam Steelbook as a gift over the weekend. That's awesome.
Nice.
Like I said, if somebody want to give me Space Jam, I'll take it for sure.
If somebody wants to give me anything, I'll take it.
But we got Marquise in the chat coming into the chat a little late.
I was wondering if that was your brother or not. I was like, is that Marquise?
Yeah, Marquise T. Yeah, that's Marquise. He said I have to get those movies on Blu-ray. I don't know which one you're talking about, but yeah. Me and him did a Blu-ray hunting video a couple weeks ago and actually hit over 1,000 views, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Luke Pondo says Spiral is decent. Chris Rock did a really good job. This the one I'm really looking forward to is Cruella. So Cruella is coming out in September. So you're right. September is going to be a good month.
I told you.
Like I said, you got Cruella, you got Zack Snyder's Justice League, you got the Halloween 4Ks coming out that month. So that month alone is going to be crazy because at the end of this month, it's a whole bunch of Paramount is releasing a lot of catalog titles at the end of July. That's what the most of it. Like you getting the scary movies are coming out. They're supposed to be releasing the Spy Kids movies supposed to be coming out. Like they're releasing a lot of the Miramax line because they have the rights to those properties. So they're releasing a lot of those, a lot of their stuff. So yeah. Because like yeah, I think they're releasing Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3 are coming out. Which I probably will just say fuck it and buy 2 and 3 just to complete it because those are the only 3 that I really do enjoy watching. Like you know, as the movies themselves. Like I say, and the only Spy Kids movie I technically need is Spy Kids 3. So that I'll probably buy Spy Kids 3 just to complete the trilogy. I don't like 4, so and that's it. After that, August. It's not that much for real. Like you got Luca coming out. That's from Disney. Obviously Batman Long Halloween. That's the one I'm looking forward to most likely the most.
Yeah, that's the one I want in August.
That's really it. Like I was looking over August. I'm like, August is not that crazy. Like I said,
stuff is September.
Yeah, Labyrinth comes out on 4K, but I thought it already had a 4K release. I don't know why. Hitman's Wife Bodyguard is coming out. Like I said, the one I guess I am looking forward to is the new Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone release. It's coming with the magical movie mode. So basically you get to interact with the movie itself. And they're releasing a steelbook for it. So they're gonna actually make me buy it again because I'm a fucking Harry Potter nerd. And I wonder if they're gonna do this for every movie. See, that's the only thing I hate about 20th anniversary stuff like that. Like you guys are gonna release this every year that's gonna come out. Physical media is not gonna last 10 years. So why release a steelbook each? Do like two every year or something like that. But it is what it is. It's Warner Brothers. That's really it though. Yeah, there's nothing. Oh, Conjuring comes out in August. Conjuring 3. So that's really it though.
I'll probably wind up getting that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, me too. I'm not getting the 4K for that either because I have the other two in Blu-ray. They don't even have 4Ks for the other ones anyway. So
because I ain't really like it all. Like I mean, I liked it, but it was. I don't want to spend that money on that movie.
Yeah, next month is probably going to be a very weak month. Those 3 titles are probably the only thing I'm going to buy.
Yeah,
like unless I obviously go to like the Exchange or something like that, or Dollar Tree or something like that. But August is probably going to be a very slow month for Blu-ray hunting, which is going to be very upset. Because like I said, each week I'm seeing one thing each week. Nah, I think I might be all right. Which is okay because maybe that just look forward to me trying to do other things, like which I didn't want to talk about with you. Probably could do it off camera, but I wanted to talk about discussing because we talked about doing movie nights and stuff like that while we were live, doing like live commentaries over movies and stuff. And I wanted to do that with you because obviously we always have conversations when we're watching movies. So
yeah, for sure.
But obviously September is going to be fire because you got The Thing comes out on 4K. You got Zack Snyder's Justice League. You got the Star Trek films. The first 4 is coming out for 4K. Rear Window and Vertical are getting separate releases.
I want Vertigo.
I'm getting Vertigo. I'm getting the Steelbook too because I have the Steelbook for the other ones. I still need to get you
the Birds.
No, I need to get you this. I need to send you this. That's what I need
to
do.
Psycho. I don't know why I thought it was the Birds.
No, I need to send you this. That's what I need to do. Let me get it out of here because I don't. Technically, I'm sending that to you. But I'm getting the Vertigo Steelbook. I most likely won't get Rear Window. I'll probably just get Vertigo. And then what else is coming out in September? Like they're re-releasing the Scary Movie. I mean, not Scary, the Scream movies as well. So Scream 1, 2, and 3 are getting re-released on Blu-ray, and Scream 1 is getting a 4K. But I think that's in October though, not in September. See, they releasing Wolf of Wall Street on Blu-ray, but why don't we get a 4K? Doesn't make any sense. Shawshank is getting a 4K release in September. I might be broke in September. I might be broke in September. It's getting a Steelbook too. It's getting a 4K and a Steelbook. Like they just know how to take our money. The Longest Yard is getting a Blu-ray release. I'll be buying it. Hardball is getting a release. The Longest Yard, the one with Adam Sandler, doesn't have a Blu-ray release.
Okay, I didn't know if it was that one or Burt
The
Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds, I think that one has a
Yeah.
Blu-ray release, but not the Adam Sandler one. Doesn't have a Blu-ray release.
Okay.
So how are you buying that? Love and Basketball is getting a Criterion release. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah. And then Hardball is finally coming to Blu-ray, bro. For all my real ones out there, if you're still in the chat,
love it when you call me Big Papa.
If you guys know what Hardball is, that's the first thing I ever saw Michael B. Jordan in. All you guys that love Michael B. Jordan, that's the first thing I saw him in.
They wasn't there, Alex.
Unbreakable is getting a 4K release in September.
Nice.
Like I said, all the Star Trek movies are actually getting re-released on Blu-ray as well. And like I said, 28th, the Halloweens 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are getting 4K releases. Also, Transformers the movie, not the regular version, is coming out in 4K. The Steelbook is coming out probably that next following month, if I'm not mistaken. But they are releasing just a regular slipcase for the 4K, and they're also releasing a Steelbook. You already have the Steelbook, don't you?
For
Transformers the movie, the 84 version. You don't own it?
I got the regular version. I had a Steelbook.
I don't know why I thought you had the Steelbook, but they are releasing a Steelbook.
It's a 4K Steelbook, right?
Yeah. Shout Factory is releasing it.
Yeah, I'm getting that for sure.
What else? Children of the Corn is getting a 4K release, and then The Forever Purge comes out that day as well. Yeah, September is going to be a great month for physical media.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, reaction and review says, saving up for Black Friday. Y'all dead serious? Yeah, he's dead serious about saving up for Black Friday because that's where you get all the deals. I remember when I really was started collecting, like building my Blu-ray collection. Black Friday was one of the things that helped me out for real. It was like that was
you could get a lot of movies for cheap.
Yeah, especially like when Walmart puts out their fucking that purple thing with all the shit. You could find things in there you wouldn't be able to find. All you gotta do is figure out what sticker was what and figure out what color was what. Then you find something for like $6.96. Man, that's a good, and it's like brand new. Yeah, for sure.
He was talking about studio time. Yeah. That's tomorrow at 7.
Okay. And then reaction is he wants us to do like a movie night thing. So basically the idea I have is just me and John will watch a movie together, timestamp it at the same time, and with you guys can watch it with us. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about the movie and react with you guys in the comment section below about the movie as well. Yeah, so that's my idea.
Me and my wife watch movies almost every night anyway, so it just we just hitting the record button. That's the only difference. So
so yeah, I think that's it though. I think that's it. I think reactions. I was asking about the digital code getting to you.
Wait, what? Asking about the digital code getting it to you.
I have no idea
what you're talking about.
I have no idea. Reaction. If if you follow us on Instagram, just hit us up on there. We're about to end the stream actually in a minute. So yeah. You got any more following things that we go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you?
Shoot. That's what happened. I sent that's what happened. Okay. Crap. I know what happened. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But
John, we're about to end it. Can you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me at Smooth J Stew on YouTube. Just search Smooth J Stew, all one word. Also, you can find me on IG at Smooth J Stew, all one word. I do stew reviews. I do 4K reviews, physical media updates, and I'll soon be starting studio time tomorrow at 7. That's going to be every Monday at 7. We will be discussing specific topics. However, tomorrow is just going to be a freestyle, but we'll have trivia and we'll have draft picks, and I'll have different guests every week. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. A lot of people are excited about it. I'm excited about it. So yeah, tomorrow at 7, every Monday at 7, studio time.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, if you guys haven't subscribed to Smooth J Stu, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. He almost had 100 subscribers. And like I said, I want to thank you guys again for getting me to 3,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and push to 4,000. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm really happy and appreciate you guys for helping me out with that goal. As I remember the beginning of the year talking about it, and then we finally hit it. And I'll talk about hitting it by the end of the year. We end up hitting it in the middle of the summer, and that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I've been enjoying giving you guys all this content, staying as consistent as possible. I said I'm loving all the love and all the appreciation for the videos. Like I said, if you guys aren't new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe as well. Welcome to the Alex Thomas channel. More videos will be coming in the future. Like I said, Tuesday, most likely a Blu-ray hunting video will be coming. Wednesday, obviously no video. I have to work all day. But Thursday, I probably won't. Like I said, the only video I'll probably be making next week probably will be a Blu-ray hunting video. I probably might be making a video about reorganizing the collection again. That's probably be coming next week. We'll see how I feel. Well, like I said, thank you guys for checking out the stream. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this if you enjoy this type of content, hit that like button. Check out my boy Smooth J Stu. And we are on this one, you guys. Peace out.
Stay smooth.